You can join in. To today's session. Firstly, I would like to brief you about Alobasics. Alobasics is a platform for facilitating transformation by focusing on holistic human development for individuals and change management for organizations. We aim to drive this transformation by helping with 3 steps: making informed decisions for effective results, opting for blended learning pedagogy for learning, development, and technology adoption needs, and engaging in continual development activities for improved efficiency in the long term. We work with individuals, educational institutions, companies, and NGOs and governmental organizations with an aim to create maximum impact. Hope now you have an idea as to how we intend to help you in making wise career choices through our webinar series, specially designed for candidates willing to make successful career after engineering. Join us in welcoming our today's guest speaker, Mr. Dhruv Patel, founder of SmartNode. SmartNode is an innovation in the space of home automation systems with a vision of providing energy-saving and secure IoT solutions. SmartNode has been awarded with Most Promising Automation Startup by Silicon India, as well as recognized by DIPP, Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Government of India, as the best home automation startup under StartUpIndia Initiative. SmartNode's major clients range from private to government to non-profit organizations, including India Bulls, Airtel, Sun Pharma, L&T, Bank of Baroda, Income Tax Department, and Akshay Patra, and much more. Currently, Mr. Dhruv Patel is focused on growing SmartNode and looks after R&D and production verticals. We welcome you, Dhruv. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the invite and giving me this opportunity to connect with the young engineers. From the introduction, I can definitely say that this is the need for the moment for all the young engineers who are pursuing their BE, because these all difficulties have been faced by me when I was an engineer, when I was pursuing my BE. So if at this moment, if you can guide the students for their career, then it would definitely help them in selecting the initial base platform and after their studies.
Right, Dhruv. So we're looking forward to an interesting interaction and learning more about your insights drawn from your experience so far.
Sure.
So let's begin. So first question, just to start with the very basics. I would like to understand your views as to how students can get up to become industry ready.
Just 1 minute.
Sure.
Can you repeat the question?
Sure. So my first question is, how can students get up to become industry ready?
Okay. See, first of all, I'm not from the core electrical background, so I may be wrong in some of their selection of the subject whenever I say, because I'm an electronics and communication engineer. But what I deal with now, I deal in electrical field, electronic field, as well as IT field. So specifically for electrical students, what I want to say is that you need to select a particular segment. Like it's not like after electrical, I want to get a job. It's better if you can narrow down your selection. I want to start my career in this particular segment of that electrical field or this particular subject. Like, for example, if as of now, we can see that there are departments such as designing department, maintenance department, production department, household wiring, electrical sales. So what happens, what is of major focus whenever we are in the almost in third or fourth year? I want to get placed. We apply all the companies. But what I believe that instead of changing the segment after the first job or second job, it's better that we start our career in that particular field itself. If for example, someone is interested in household wiring or something, then they must select companies or start some research in that particular segment, because electrical engineering or whatever engineering is a very broad term. But it's better that we narrow down in each of the field. Because see what happens now when I take an interview of someone. For example, we have a sales executive in each and every major cities. Mostly select electrical or electronics engineer for our sales. Whenever I start my interview, I ask them what is your current job, what or which role you are looking for. Just this is not the answer. If you're interested in sales of the electrical part, or if you're interested in designing of that electrical segment, then you must be precise. It's not like wherever there is vacancy, I started because see after starting, whenever there is a Monday should not be in Sunday evening. You should not think that tomorrow is a Monday. Again, a week will start. Your Monday should be equal happy as your Sundays. So this can when can this happen? Only if you have selected your interested segment in the electrical or any engineering.
Yeah, Dhruv.
And I believe that each and every field has an unlimited potential to explore. It's not like that. If I go in service, there will be limited scope. Service also has a equal scope as maintenance. So it's better that whenever you're in the second or third year, you start exploring the opportunities. If you're not pursuing for higher studies, if you're pursuing for a job, it's better you start the exploring at what are the opportunities available in the market, or which or what research I can do in that particular field, because just running behind the companies in line is not the option. I also got selected in the first company that was TCS. I'm an electronics and communication engineer. I started my career in IT, then got back to electronics. And again, I'm currently working in IT segment of my company. So even even I was chasing the company. The first company came, I applied. If I was also defined it, then maybe I would have started this company 1 year earlier than what I started as of now. So
Yeah.
I can tell you that be narrow down your choice even from second or third year. So it will be better for you. That's it.
Yeah, Dhruv. Definitely. I think that is a very important advice.
Means I cannot tell you any precise thing in particular electrical segment because I myself have not been an electrical engineer, that's why. But I can do that being pleasing in our broad term engineering is very necessary. Even I do hire electrical engineering, but they are mostly what we hire are the ones who are interested in the household part of the electrical part.
Right. So, Dhruv, could you explain us more about your work in IoT, and if someone is aspiring to get into IoT after their electrical or electronics engineering, how they can groom their skills? More on the technical aspects.
Yes. IoT is the need of the time. We can see that each and every product, people are trying to connect that particular product to internet. In one segment, I can say that TV, fridge, light, fan, AC, everything they want, people want to connect that into internet. Internet of Things means just simple in a layman language. Automation, instead of automated triggering, what I can say. Uh, if this will happen, then that will automatically happen, and this happens. If this, then that. So if any one from electronics engineering want to pursue in IoT, it is the best field as of now. All the major companies, IT, electronics, they are shifting to IoT in each of their product, be it software or hardware. Because nowadays there's a need for data. It is said that data is the new oil. When can data when can data be collected? Only if we are recording that particular thing. So this recording, storing, analyzing all comes under a big term that's IoT. When if I get into my field, we are in the field of home automation. Uh, in home automation, what we are trying is we are connecting lights, fan, AC, TV locks everything. We give them control via mobile application as well as via Alexa, Google Home. So we can even voice control it, and all of our products are retrofit. Like there is no need of rewiring or renovation of any house. Convert any simple house into a smart home in 30 minutes. So that is the speed in which IoT is running as of now. You can imagine a regular house in 30 minutes. We can just change it into a smart home. So this is a space at which the field is moving. Internet of Things. It's like, for example, if I place an alarm today of 7 a.m. tomorrow, because I'm catching a train at 8 a.m. using IoT, if the train is late by half an hour, then automatically my alarm will also get postponed by half an hour. This also IoT. So IoT is just that using internet technology, we can automate, means we can connect two devices and automate it and make it as a automation.
Yeah, so I think Dhruv, that gives a fair idea as to what IoT is, because IoT is going around for quite some time now, and I think most of the students, everyone is talking about IoT, but it's not very clear as to what IoT exactly means. So I think this definition of yours would really help students to understand it in a very crude layman's language, and definitely we see IoT is the future, because rightly many of the companies, be it from IT background or electrical or electronics, everyone is trying to do some kind of innovation in the field of
Nowadays,
IoT.
Lights, fans, AC, everything is coming inbuilt Wi-Fi already connected. So just bring your AC and connect your AC to your Wi-Fi router. Even lights are coming with inbuilt Wi-Fi. So each and every field they are transforming, as I told before, each and every field they're transferring their products or software in such a way that it can be automated.
Yeah, that's absolutely right, Dhruv. So, going ahead, I would like to understand what made you come up with this kind of an idea. Were you already passionate? Because likely in current curriculum of engineering for engineering students specifically, I don't think most of the educational institutions offer IoT as a program or a full-fledged subject. So I am sure it have been tough for you to get started right after your engineering, because you have you have a very small work experience in corporate, and I'm sure even in during that experience you would not have done much work on IoT. So it's clear that you would be passionate about it from your early college days itself.
Sure. Actually, to be frank, when we were in the halfway of our journey in this automation field, afterwards I came to know about the term IoT. We were already in the designing stage. Then I was just doing research, and then I came to know about the term IoT. And these terms are already known in the third world, on the Western countries. This term came late to India or even the small cities, because colleges are not in college level. We don't get exposure to such type of technologies. It is mandatory that we keep referring to some documents, Google projects or some, or such sort of things, where latest development or project even in the college level are being published. Through that stage, we can come to know. When I quit TCS, there was no planning for home automation. Actually, we were in the industrial automation segment. We even made one electrical product. We even installed it in something torrent cable, then other three cable industries. Then when we were designing this product, we came to now we were just thinking that how can we take the internet connection to some other level. Then we just got an idea about this home automation field. And what was that at that time in India, there were companies in home automation, but mostly these companies were from Europe or Northern America. Now, when you compare the environmental culture of the USA, Canada, or European countries with India, it's not the same. Even the switchboards and everything, the living pattern of the Indians are different. So we thought of designing this product in such a way that it is perfectly compatible with the Indian environment and Indian standards of switchboards and everything. And there was at that time a big constraint that we can only automate our home when it is in the construction. Like we need to completely renovate or rewire the whole structure of our house. But we thought that it would be better if we can develop a retrofit thing, but there will be no need of rewiring or innovation. Nowadays, we just plug out the switchboard, install our device behind the switchboard, and then install the switchboard back, and that particular loads are automated. So it's not like just sitting. It's my belief that it's not like just sitting and thinking we can get an idea. We need to start it. On our journey, we will. It's the first journey is not the end, but during that journey, we definitely get some ideas or something in which we can take a turn and set our set our target of something. Because as I told that home automation was not the product through which we started our company, but now we are fully focused on in home automation only, and we have our channel partners in North India, West India, and in some cities in South India. And we are planning to cover 10 India in next 9 months, and then try for the export.
Yeah, so Dhruv, I think that is like a very wise move that you have done. Like you have customized the home automation needs as per the target audience, that is the Indian market which you're trying to serve. So Dhruv, like getting more to the technical aspect of IoT and how you developed. So initially, as you mentioned, that IoT was not something that was naturally taught to you as a part of curriculum as well. And you had to you studied some papers, research papers and books, or maybe reference taken some references from the articles which are published. So we would like to know a few of the resources or maybe good books you could recommend, or anything, like anything where students can normally go and who are really enthusiastic about IoT can just go and get started.
Sure. See, this smartphone and connectivity has made our life so easy. When we compare it to the past, like when in school, means before 10 years or something, it was compulsory that we need to go to the library and bring some good books, search for some good books. Even if it's not that all books will be available in each library. So finding the stuff was the most difficult part. But today, I'm a strong believer that this smartphone and is the power means as the power to change the life of individual. This internet is an open library. You can just search anything and we can get the information whatever we need. We ourselves have we only we can stop ourselves. There is no reason that I'm not getting this source or this something. Online courses we can see, online books, everything is available so easily. Even for example, when there is a meeting and if I have to if I'm sitting in the waiting area for some time, I can just take out my smartphone, continue the book which I had left in my laptop. If I'm reading the laptop, I can stop there and continue the same part from my mobile phone. So the life has become this easy in the learning perspective. For particular Internet of Things, it's not like there's some if it's not like I've read some particular book or I can suggest it, but there are thousands of articles, projects which people have published, and there are open libraries available. It's just like that we have to start with something. See, I'll just quote I'll quote one statement. I read somewhere that if you're not ashamed of your first product, then you have launched it too late. So it's not like I have to just collect the material, get an ideal start or something. We just need to jump in this segment, and eventually we'll get the next step. For if you want to learn something, there is this very cheap course available online. It's Udemy. around 500 to 600 rupees we can get one course. If we want to learn any online language or particular skill or something, 500 to 600 spending, we will be spending 500 to 600 rupees in on one course. It's not much. It's just it's like watching 3 movies. So I'm just giving one example. There are thousands of websites available, thousands of books available. Uh, those who says that I'm not getting this particular resource, they said they're not trying it. Everything is very easily available. And in India, even books are uh, PDFs, EPUBs, copies are easily available. We just need to search it. That's it. Today, searching of Google is more important. How you search to find the source.
So,
So, sure.
yeah, go ahead, please.
Just one that only we can stop ourselves, what I believe. Only we can become our constant. Nothing can stop us.
Yeah, so I think you just have to go to Google today and whatever you want to learn, you have to type it and you'll get it. So if there's one particular thing, Dhruv, if you want to suggest that it's a must-have or a basic foundation for getting started with IoT, what would you suggest? Like something from a regular curriculum that students are generally learning right now.
Okay. From the technical perspective, so in IoT, also there are 2 major segments. One is the software and one is the hardware. So to pursue software, I would tell them to learn the online because there are also 5 to 15 which is fully capable. It's just like it's our choice what we select. And hardware, those who want to pursue hardware part, there are easily development boards available. Like for example, Arduino, Raspberry Pi, and plenty of many other things. And that is also very cheap available, 600 rupees or 1000 rupees. You just need to bring it, connect with the laptop, just code it, and enter the code, and it is internet connected. And this is not the final step. This is just an initial step to start. So those who want to pursue for the hardware part, they can start in the hardware segment, and those who want to pursue in the software segment, they can pursue the software part. But it's not like only one person can do all the things. Like it's better that they form a team or something, and then they plan out means what what they want to do.
Yeah, right, Dhruv. So if like so basic programming like C++ could help, or is there some other programming language that they should be learning for specifically IoT programming?
Okay, for IoT, it's better they learn Node.js, and there are Node.js, Go language, and plenty others. But these are the new languages. C++ are used, but they're mostly used in the hardware part, embedded C. But in server part, now C++ are lessly used. But those who want to pursue hardware, those who want to go for the firmware in the hardware part, they can go for C++.
Okay. So fair enough, Dhruv. I think now basic starter kit is something students know of and they can immediately get started.
Starter kits are available. The exact word, the starter kit for IoT. In that kit, they provide you one basic hardware and a learning source for the software.
Okay, that's a great news then that the starter kits are already available and then students can just buy it and get started. So I think there's no
Better
stop.
practice from the school level. They should not wait like after I'm just the personal engineering, so this is not in our subject, so why should I learn? See, it's not like that subject knowledge is not useful. But what I have seen is that most of the questions are predefined. We know that this theory is going to be asked. So even we just halfway, we just started in the question. We have reached in the halfway, and we start writing the answer. So that knowledge will not be useful when you practically apply it in your career. It's better that if you get less marks in the subject, but you thoroughly have understood the concepts of in the theory.
Right. So Dhruv, like next question from our side is like yeah, you're specializing in home automation, right? So like more or less the applications for different home devices would be same in terms of the technical work that goes in. But now you're also working on the innovation and R&D part of it, because you're heading that part for your company. So we would like to understand as to what kind of more innovations can come in, and like where is the general trend we see moving in terms of home automation IoT-based products.
Uh, each month, our plan gets changed. Means something new idea coming each and every means this IoT is moving at such a high speed. Like for example, turning on and on or switching on off your fan light is not a new thing nowadays. That's the old thing. But whenever I reach my home, whenever within a 1 kilometer radius, that my AC of my room's AC should start. That is a new thing. That's geofencing, for example. So switching on and off lights, it's not a new thing now. But before 2 to 3 years, it was like, oh wow, using my mobile, I can just switch on my light and lights and fan. So that's not a new thing. So we have to be constantly evolving. We must be constantly evolving, and we must also upgrade our products similar to our knowledge. Like if you think that I already know this thing, then when I learned that thing, at that time it must be a new thing. But today it's not a new concept. So constantly evolvement and constantly searching and researching in our field, it is a must. Like after 1 year, uh, we will be researching some another part, which only automation, but some another product. At that time, that must be a new thing. Today, even locks. People don't want to get up and uh, unlock the door. They want that even in the phone. Just on a press of a button. If there is someone, if there guest someone, there will be a camera there. In my phone, I will get to know who is the guest, and if I want to allow that person, I can click the next button, and my door will be unlocked. So this is the thing what people want, adding comfort and luxury in their life.
Right, Dhruv. So, like, just an extension to this entire buzzword of IoT and artificial intelligence, I would like to understand: do you see any synergies in terms of both technologies coming together and making a big way in future?
Yes, of course. Today, it's not like that. If I have developed something, I will just give. I will not share it to everyone. Today, the concept is open platform. We all are moving towards open platform system. Like I will develop one type of platform, and I will allow other companies' product to communicate with my platform, so that a user, the whole system is user friendly. Like for application, I don't need 10 different applications for each of the product. If that 10 things is available on a single application, then the user it is very user friendly for the actual user. So open platform is the next new thing. Means people are always trying to develop things and share the APIs. So that there is two advantages. One, already developed someone who has already developed, other person doesn't have to develop that same thing. It's better they already pick up that already developed thing and do some advanced research on that particular thing. So open APIs, open platform are the next new thing in which different types of companies, technologies can be merged, and the beneficial at the end will be user friendliness, more integration.
So yeah, Dhruv, like you are also into hiring, and
Yes,
sure you must be hiring students from engineering background as well. So what additional
yes.
skills are we looking at in these students after engineering, especially the freshers?
Okay. we focus mostly on the technical part only if we are in engineering. But equally important is the soft skills, the interpersonal skills we must develop, the communication skills, how to talk. I can suggest interpersonal skill. This by Dale Carnegie, How to Win Friends and Influence People. I think every engineer must read this book. Uh, how we need to communicate in different situations. Our control, our angerness, our leadership, what to speak and what not to speak. And that is important. So this, apart from the technical skills, these interpersonal skills are of that much important after the college. Even it is also important in college, but after the college, in career, in corporate, this is a very must, because if we are talking to a client, um, even client may be angry on you, even if it's not your fault, but controlling that anger and replying him with an appropriate, understandable answer, that's the most important part. So interpersonal skills are equally important apart from the technical skills. And I just said that How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie is one of the best sellers in the world. And I tell each of my if of my new employee who joins us to read this book once.
Yeah, definitely. I think Dhruv, soft skills play a major role, irrespective of how much technical knowledge you have. Soft skills have their own separate space, which I think students should like learn early on and start grooming their skills
Yes.
right at the right age. Because once it's already late, we are all a part of a grill, and then we need to keep on proving ourselves. So rather than starting to learn at that time, it's easier for them to start at the current stage of student journey.
Easy to bend a new plant than to bend a tree. So
That's
if we if they get a proper direction on the early stage, then it will be definitely full for them for the entire career.
Yeah, that's absolutely right, Dhruv. I think that is point to be noted for everyone. So Dhruv, you since you're also in hiring, what are the three major technical skills and three major soft skills that you would look at students? Like just to name three.
But technical depends on the field in which they have been getting selected. See,
Right. So I'm talking about
what I
core
believe is that
technical role.
seeing technical part, I never say result. In every first right that they are getting this much CPA or at the end of the means in their college. And what there are my team was exams are or still they have to give their exam for the last second sem or third sem. They're getting KTs and everything, but that result doesn't matter. What I look is the change. I tell them the particular technology skill. It's okay, but you must be ready to learn that thing. I can provide your time. I can provide you 1 month, 2 months, 3 months time, but you must be ready to adapt to that thing. Learning should never be stopped. And mostly select freshers. Even from the start. Am I audible? Hello? Hello?
Hello, Dhruv, we lost your voice in between. Could you repeat it?
Yeah, I thought. No. There was some
Please.
connectivity problem.
Okay.
Okay, where was should I answer it
So
again from
basically,
the
we
start?
heard. Yeah, please. That would be great.
Okay.
Thank
I was
you.
just telling that for me, it's not like I never see the results, like how much did you get in your college or how much was the CPA. What I see is that how you are ready to adapt to the changes and how ready are you to learn new things. I always provide them time, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, whatever they ask me for. But you must be ready to learn new things. Skills can be developed. Your mindset can be developed. You must come with an open mindset. That's what I believe. If I just select people looking at the mindset, that's it. For me, skill doesn't matter because skills can be learned if we are ready for, if our mindset is open. Because what I learned in college, I'm not using that any skill. I was an electronics engineer, now I'm working in IT. Sometimes I go for sales. But if we are ready to adapt to the change, then we then that is the most important part. We can, there will be no obstruction for us. As I told that mostly each 90% of team would be freshers when I selected them. I picked freshers because I know I got a joining for a TCS after 10 months after I passed out. And they told me they will give me a joining after 10 months. So I was searching for a job. I applied for almost 50 companies, did the interview. I didn't got a response from a single company. So I know that the problems of freshers are facing. So I prefer to select fresher. Even only in some complicated positions, I go for an experienced guy. Otherwise, I believe that in 3 months, skills can be easily developed if they are provided, if you can provide them the environment and the guidance. And they must have mindset. That's it. And I always tell them that for the initial 2 years, you must work to learn. After 2 years, work to earn. For 2 years, you must set a company where you can get a maximum learning. After that, you can go for earning. But if you only run for earning packages, then means that's not what I believe. So I will always tell them work to learn for 2 years and then you can work to earn.
Yeah, Dhruv, that's a really wonderful advice. And I think for freshers, the first agenda should be learning, not just the CTC that they'll be earning after getting their first
If
job.
someone is giving a job and tell you to work for free, just join them. Work in such a way that he will be forced to give you a pay.
Very
Because
true.
if you are giving your 100% output, then that is no one who will just feel that let him, he's working here for free, so let him continue. He will be forced to give you a pay. So just join in any company if you feel that this is a place where you will be able to learn.
Yes, absolutely. I think that is again a major takeaway from today's session for all our students and freshers, that you need to get started. That is more important, and that too in your choice, a career of choice. Not just randomly, if someone is giving you a job with a good pay, you should take it. But rather, you should sit back, relax, think what you really want to do, and then get started in that career itself. So
Short
that
term you will
can.
be happy, but what I'm suggesting is that you go for the long term. Short term you will get many opportunities, but you must select is a long opportunities. And
Yeah.
I just forgot to tell one thing that uh, the importance of practice in our life. Practice is a very important part in whatever field you're working in. I would like to quote. First one is from, if I'm not Abraham Lincoln or George Washington. I'm not getting it who quoted this, but the quote is if I've been given 6 hours to cut a tree, I will spend 4 hours sharpening my axe, and I will just take 2 hours to cut the tree. So this is the importance of practice. It's not like we have to jump in. The practice, the back end process is the most important part in our life. Even Muhammad Ali once quoted that I hated every minute of my training, but I said suffer now and live the rest of your life as a champion. So training practice, it's a training practice is such that no one will tell us to do this thing. It is on ourselves. We ourselves have to take this initiative and start practicing, learning, and this will definitely help us whenever the time comes. None of our learnings will go in vain. That's my take. And
Yeah, right.
And coming out of a comfort zone, the last thing, the comfort zone is a very beautiful place, but no one grows there. So I believe that life begins at the end of a comfort zone.
Yeah, Dhruv, that is definitely a very important point. And I think, yeah, training is something that is a hidden necessity, which most of the people miss on. But
Correct.
the sooner they realize and the sooner they take on learning in their control without anyone forcing them to do that, that is where the success story begins.
There is a start
Yeah.
of an unseen journey.
Definitely, Dhruv. So, Dhruv, with this current pandemic situation and the kind of stress that is coming in for even for the companies and even for the students, I have two questions related to that. First one is like, do we see more and more work from home kind of opportunity, freelancing opportunities coming in the field of IoT? How do you see future in that segment? And second is from like how can students or freshers convert this pandemic situation into an opportunity if they are specifically enthusiastic about IoT?
See, work from home concept was there in India, but it was on a very less scale. But after this 22nd March, uh, many of the companies have started this concept. Is there even now promoting it that we work from there is first of all first is safety, but in this 3 to 6 month process, even if for as of the current situation, work from home is impossible because of the safety mode, but this will become the new process. It will set in our system, and this will definitely continue because for a company, yeah, hello, I'm audible because some video was struck.
Yeah, yeah, Dhruv, please go ahead. You're audible.
Uh, uh, because for even from the company side, uh, it is beneficial to them because they need less space for the employees if they are working from home. So I truly believe that this concept will 100% go carry on. But this is only possible for the ones who are working the software side, for the ones who are working the hardware side or the productions. This is not for them. They have to go to their sites for the working. And even in this pandemic, see, it's a situation is difficult. It's not that easy, but there is always a way out. Like for example, innovation and useful products are also need of this time. Like for example, you must have seen the automatic hand sanitizer dispensers that are currently placed in each of the public gatherings or clinics or banks. Like we just have to place your hand and the sanitizer will drop from the machines. We even developed that dispenser in less than 1 week, and we have almost sold 1,500 to 2,000 pieces in this last month. So this was a one type of automation. It was not a home automation, but it was related to a field. So we also took this opportunity and developed this product and sold almost 1,500 to 2,000 pieces. This will definitely this sales would help us uh, to cover our last 3 months, because last 3 months everything was stopped. Everything is stopped for everyone. So when sales stop for everyone, the expenses do not stop. When the sales stop, so incoming is stopped, but the outgoings never stops. So these type of opportunities, like developing innovative useful products, seeing the situation, uh, there are many other uh, ideas which are going on each of our each in many of our mind, but we need to start using their ideas. Ideas in our mind are of no use. We need to try to bring that idea into a useful life. Like for example, now when Zomato was there, many would have said that I had also thought of this thing, but that is of no use. No one is going to pay you for your idea. Implementing that idea at that particular time, that's the most important part. Like many will be thinking that if I develop this or if I develop this, then it will be useful. But you need to start. You just start it from a very small scale. Then that will be not a final product, but you will definitely not stop. So innovation is a need, and using I means in this pandemic, there's a chance to change the process. Many of the companies are adopting this new process, and even work culture is getting changed. Like for software guys, if they can develop some side of software which can be useful when for in work from home collaboration or something that we can also be used for production in the future. I mean, it's not the stop; it is a change, and we need to find out way to come out of it because see, we can't stop our life. There cannot be like lockdown for next 3 months. Even cases are increasing. With precaution, we must move on. But for this precaution, we can think of some new products by using which people can be more means before we in which using that people can be more caused.
Yes, Dhruv.
So my take is
So
that
I agree.
kind of
Sorry, Dhruv, your voice got cracked in between. So could you please repeat the last sentence?
okay. So pandemic this is not the stop; it's a change, and we need to find a way using which this change we say can become easy. That is my take for this pandemic.
Yeah, so other option than adapting to this pandemic situation, and still I think opportunities are not going to be limited.
I'm sorry, I'm not. You are not audible.
So Dhruv, are you able to hear me?
Yes.
Okay, sure. So I just tried to sum up what you said, that yeah, pandemic is not just a matter of concern, but then we can also see it from a positive side, that it can definitely lead us to many more opportunities in future as well. The only thing is that we need to adapt to this entire situation and rise out of it. So we can more be opportunistic rather than just being pessimistic and thinking as to what will happen with careers.
Pessimist way is just to sit home and see the cases and be worried. Optimistic way is that cases will increase. We must accept it, but with precaution, we must move on.
Right. So Dhruv, now we'll take up a few questions from our viewers. So we have quite a lot of questions rolling out on our WhatsApp as well. So I'll just pick up a few questions from the major ones which we haven't covered yet. So one of our viewers is asking as to like, you started this entire journey with a very limited experience in IoT for that matter, and then you've grown exceptionally well with this kind of a clientele base which you currently serve to. So like how difficult it was to come from a completely different background and get started into this kind of a startup which was not currently being implemented in India.
I just told you that when I quit TCS, at that time I had no planning for home automation. At that time, we were thinking about industrial automation, but that start is the main thing. Today, we are not in that field. We have left that field, and we are only serving the clients in which we have already installed the devices. But if at that time I just got an idea for the cable industries that they need an automation. So I started in that part. And that time, to be frank, at that time we were only in the industrial side. But after I started home automation, like we had outsourced our application, like the Android and iOS application, to another company because at that time we didn't have a resource for each developer in our company because funding is also an issue. We are not funded company; we are bootstrapped, but we were not happy with the quality, and there was a pressure from the client because we had already taken orders. So in 1 month, situation forced me to learn Android, and and pressure pressure is a thing which can create wonders in our mind. Pressure situations. Uh, that forced me. In 15 days, I learned Android, Android language. In the next 15 days, I created a whole new application for our brand. So this is a power of pressure. What I believe sometimes that learning or speed increases. Like many friends have heard that. See, for example, when you are in college, what you learn before 1 week and what you learn last night, the quantity of what we learn makes a major difference because last night there's a pressure on us that tomorrow is the exam. And before 1 week or 2 weeks, we can't learn at that particular speed. So this pressure, sometimes this pressure creates the best out of us. And again, I'm just repeating what I said before that starting is the main part. We must start. Journey will teach us, and journey will even give us a curve, but we must be ready for the changes. But starting is the main part.
Yeah, so Dhruv, I think there you resemble a lot with Sir Richard Branson's ideology that if you don't know something, still take up the project and then learn it later and deliver. So I think that is very important. We should not miss on the opportunity just because of our limitations that we don't know something at that point of time, but rather we should be an opportunistic, go ahead with it, and then just work on it and achieve it. That's all. So Dhruv, now next question from another viewer is it's great to see that Indian startups are coming in the space where so far US and European startups were only the major. So now, do you see any kind of a pressure coming in from those companies when you approach to your clients?
Pressure coming from the
from your clients. So how difficult is to develop a market for today we have this vibe of Atmanirbhar Bharat and also made in India products. So I mean, how open are your clients to this idea of Atmanirbhar Bharat? And are they preferring your products over the European or US technology?
Yes, because first is the cost part. The products which are outsourced from the European or USA, and when you compare our cost, it is almost 1/3. So first of all, it is cost benefit. Yes, our brand is not. Our brand value is much lower than theirs. There are some clients who still prefer products which are more branded, but I told you that we have designed this product keeping only Indian environment in mind. We are not exporting our product. Our products is developed only for Indian homes and Indian cultures. So whenever we design their solutions, at that time there are many major differences in which in which we have plus points apart from the cost part. Like in India, switches it's like a mindset. When I if I don't put switch in my house, for example, if I only use mobile, then but whenever I wake up, it's a habit that my hand will automatically go and switch on, go near the switch board. So this part of thing, keeping the switches as it is and providing them automation, we have focused on that part before we design the product. So that that points are definitely helpful when we explain that them during designing their houses. And this last 2 weeks, that is this has 100% increased sales of those products which are completely made in India because most of them this is an emotional thinking going in each of our mind to boycott China. Definitely Chinese products are cheaper than us, but in these last 2 to 3 weeks, apart from the cost, remove cost, everything. There is just a concept. If you're made in India, we prefer this. This really created a new hype.
Yeah, Dhruv. So we'll take up a last session for today from our viewer. The students are asking if there's some project that they can take up as a final year project for IoT specifically. So can they easily get some guidance from industry experts for that? Because as of now, we don't have very good faculties for IoT specifically for all the parts of India. So I'm sure for definitely for few parts of India and few privileged students would be getting exceptional faculties. But then for them who don't have this easy access to the faculties, how they can seek more help apart from the sessions and other resources that you have mentioned. So can they have some practical learning or practical inputs or insights from any other resources for the final year projects?
Okay. For the final year projects, I will tell you that don't means when you select the project title, don't think that you need to finish that project before your exam. It's okay if you don't finish it. What matters is how you have worked on it. There are ready-made projects available in the market. If you just buy that product and show it to the faculty and use the simple answers, then you will get out of double A. But that will not help you. It's better you try to, you think, it means you try to create ideas before the fourth year and just select the idea. In fourth year, you work on that. And it's better that you just select some industrial as your guide. Means you can even for the particular political, if you are working in the energy segment like saving energy and everything, Google for the companies who are located nearby or in India. Am I audible?
Yes, yes, you are audible, Dhruv. Please go ahead.
Just Google and find some companies. Write a cold mail that you are from the college and you are want to pursue. You are doing a project of this, and you just need a guidance from some particular aspect from your company. I'm not everyone will help you, but definitely there are many people who will respond to your mail and they will help you. Take them as your guide and take inputs from them, and then you can start your. But don't start this process from the fourth year. From the third year itself, or from the before 3 months, start this process. It's not like you will just mail to someone and expect a reply, and tomorrow they'll reply. You have to mail to 100 companies, 20% will reply, and then and from that 20%, here you can select means you can just select it who are want to select as a guide. But you can approach companies and they will help you. You can even approach us for if you want any guidance from our field. We will definitely help you, and we are helping even online through a video conferencing. We are helping them, and if they are nearby, I'm located in Vadodara, and if they are nearby, they can visit us, and we do provide them guidance. But it's much better that you go on
So, Dhruv,
go after
definitely,
your
I
idea.
think.
Hello. What is
Yeah, I think that. Hello, Dhruv, are you able to hear me? Hello, yeah,
yes,
Dhruv, are you
yes,
able to hear me? Okay,
yes. But
so I think definitely that's a major support that even your company is providing the young students and the bright minds, and especially these kind of projects during their final year would also help them to be, abreast with the current trends in the field of IoT, and for that matter, for any other field
I
as
would
well.
like to tell
So
that
if they can
just last thing I forgot to tell. You must always try to convert
yeah.
your project into a product. It's not like you have a project is completed, that's done. Try to convert it into a product that is useful to the lives of other people. Even after your college, try to focus that how can your project be converted into an actual product. And in that stage, there are even many companies who are willing to buy your product and take you in their companies, and they will put you as a in that particular segment in which you will be given an opportunity to try that project into a. So by selecting title, this should be in mind that how will my project will be useful to the lives of the other people. Otherwise, just the file will remain in your cupboard. That's it.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. So Thank you, Dhruv. Thank you so much for joining us today. It was an insightful session, and your perspectives will surely help all our viewers to rewire their careers after electrical and electronics engineering. I'm sure students might have got very important cues from your vast experience, and they would incorporate in their learning from the college days itself. So, as Dhruv rightly mentioned, you need to start working in advance rather than just sitting for the last moment when you're in the final year and just start working then and realize it at that point of time that I need to learn a lot. So it's wise that you started today. Start learning as much as you can. You can always reach out to industry experts. You can also reach out to us if you want any help related to projects. We can connect you with the right mentor. So as Dhruv also mentioned that they also extend their support. So I'm sure if you can reach out to us, we'll try and reach out to Dhruv for their support as well, and the team would be happy to support each one of you. So thank you, Dhruv, again. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
Yeah, it was a pleasure. Dear students, we hope you found the session interesting. If you liked our session, do let us know in the comments section. Also, if you would like more such sessions from us, connect to us and let us know your topics at connect@alobasics.com. Subscribe to this channel for more notifications in future and for our upcoming webinars on technical topics. For topics on soft skills and life skills, do subscribe to channel Supplementary Shorts. The links will be shared in the below. Also be sharing Dhruv's company's link in the description box below. Thank you, Dhruv, again. Thank you for your valuable time and guidance. Thank you, everyone. Stay connected.
Bye. Good luck.
Bye.